Welcome to Sea Turtle Mindset. Woo! Chapter 6. Knowledge, strategize, implementation. What I learned along my journey is the more I learn, the more I earn. Grab one thing and use it, perfect it. Don't perfect it. Use your wisdom, spread it around the world. Use my wisdom, please spread it around. I can help you out. Because that's what it's all about. It's about networking, you know? So when you have a problem, be resourceful. So he tells him, I'm on a journey to St. Helena for your outcomes and results. Plato asked, and you plan it out, these grades. But here's the thing, plans change all the time. All the time. See, sometimes... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sea Turtle Mindset. Woo! Chapter 6. Let's rock and roll. Ready to rock and roll. Let's dive right in there. K.S.I. What does K.S.I stand for? Knowledge, strategize, and implementation. See, knowledge is only potential power. When you grab the knowledge, make a plan with it, and then implement. Implement. Use it. That's when the real power is, in the action of the knowledge that you gained, that you planned strategically, and now you're implementing it. So, I'll give you an example. See, I moved from looking at you and looking at me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm not sorry. Knowledge, strategize, implementation. What I learned along my journey is the more knowledge I gained, the more I applied, the more I earned. It was that easy. And when I say earn, it doesn't mean earn financially. I earned fulfillment-wise. I earned wisdom. I earned happiness. I earned love. The more I learned, the more I earned. It's that easy. But I only earned it when I used it. And if you don't use it, you lose it. You legit lose it. So let's say I read a book. Let's say you read this book. Amazing information, right? Amazing knowledge. If you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't use what I have for you right here, it's gonna not matter anything. So what I'm saying is this. It's a 11 chapter book. Grab something and use it in your life and then come back to it. See, a lot of times what happens is you like all these ideas. Let's say you're like me and you sat down and read through the whole thing at one time. And you try to apply everything at the same time. It's too much. Grab one thing and use it, perfect it. Don't perfect it, make it permanent, because practice makes perfect. No, practice makes permanent. Perfect practice makes permanent. Okay? Then move on to the next. See, I've gone to a lot of self-help seminars, and they teach me all different parts of my life. They teach health, wealth, love, and happiness. And I just started using, in the beginning, I was trying to apply everything at the same time, and it was just like multitasking. You can't do it. You have to focus on one thing, make it permanent, and then move to the next. So, knowledge, strategize, implement. Let's go. Let's dive right in there. Okay? Oh, one of the ones I highlight. I'm just gonna talk about the highlights. Okay? One of the things I highlighted was after accepting and letting go of the past, he pushed forward with more courage in the present. See, people are stuck sometimes because they're stuck in the past. Oh, all these past things. It's from the past. Don't bring your baggage to the now, because you can't move to the future if you have old baggage. Let that go. Let it go. It's long gone. Yesterday is yesterday is gone as King Tut has died thousands of years ago. That's how long ago it was. It's yesterday. You can't get it back. So, let go of the baggage so you can have more courage in the now to push you to the tomorrow. Understand? If you don't, leave a comment. I'll answer your questions. I'll best of my ability so I can use your wisdom, spread it around the world. Use my wisdom, please spread it around the world. So let's do it. Another highlight that I did was that, so he's swimming, right? Months passed after he got bit by a shark, and now he's in the middle of the ocean and he's swimming. and he's swimming, and he starts to hear these echoes from it hits his shell. He's like, well, what is that, right? And so he goes, it doesn't matter, because a brave turtle is not paralyzed by fear, but instead is eager to conquer that fear. So if you're paralyzed by fear, my friend, get out of your shell and go handle the fear. Because the thing you fear the most is the thing you're supposed to do. See, when I feared to do something, I knew I was supposed to do it, and I did it. And then it was okay after. Yeah, I might have made a mistake. Maybe I did fail. But after I did it, I felt good. And I wasn't paralyzed no more. So whatever you fear to do right now, just go do it. For example, I have a girlfriend. When I'm afraid of my girlfriend, I'm going to go talk to her. Because I got to talk to her. I obviously don't want... I'm afraid of her because I did something stupid probably. And I haven't talked to her about it. And until I talk about it, I'm going to keep being afraid. So I'm just going to go talk to her about it. And then my fear will go away. I think that's the best analogy I can give you. One of the best. So, it says right here, what you fear the most will help you gain strength, courage, and confidence once you look that fear in the face. Go do it. Trust me. You'll thank me later. Okay? And he goes, so the echoes are coming closer, and he goes, I have lived through this experience before. So he's thinking it's a shark. It's 3 sharks, because they have shark fin looking like fins, right? So he's like, I have lived through this experience before. I can take the next thing that comes along my way, and you must do the thing you think you cannot do. See, a lot of the times, my problems, other people have had that problem before. I'm not special like that. See, and this is the thing I'm trying to have you understand. Like, the problems you have right now, someone is having them too. So handle it so you can help others who've had the problem or having problems like yours, or to avoid those problems. So that's what I do. I handle my problems, and if I see someone with a similar problem, I'm gonna be like, hey, look, this is what I did. I don't know if it's gonna work for you, but it might. And most of the time, it helps them. I give them some advice. So if you have a problem right now, please leave a comment below. I'll try to help you out with my best knowledge if I experienced it, or I'll direct you to someone who can help you out. Because that's what it's all about. It's about networking, you know. Maybe I can't help you, but I might have someone in my network that can help you. And that can be financially, that can be spiritually, that can be relationshiply. That's not a word, but it works. That can be any part of your life. I can help. And if I can't help, I can find someone to help. You have to be resourceful. See, I have mentees, and they ask me all the time, John, can you do this? Can you do that? And they're like, oh, I know you don't have a car. Because sometimes I don't like to have a car. I sell it, buy a new one, sell it, doesn't matter. So I tell them this, don't worry about me, I'm resourceful. I might not have a car right now, but I'm resourceful. So when you have a problem, be resourceful. There's other people who've had the problem before, and they can help you. That's resourceful. You know what's another thing that's resourceful? Google. Most of the time on Google, it's opinions, but sometimes it's good. There's some real good resources there. So be resourceful. All right, cool. So he goes. He's like, yo, there's some sharks coming my way. I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna face my fears, and I'm gonna hit them before they hit me. So he goes and he hits the first one in the line, and it was a dolphin. And so he just confronts him. He says, look, I face my fears. I apologize tremendously. I acknowledge that I'm wrong for assuming. See, sometimes I'm wrong. You have to acknowledge it. You have to accept it, and you have to let go, and you have to apologize. See, the bigger man will apologize. The child will never apologize. So when I'm wrong, I admit that I'm wrong, and I apologize. So I recommend you doing the same, because if not, the problem will never go away, and now you just made some sour friends. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. Okay? So he accepts his apology, and he tells them, hey, I'm on a journey to St. Helena. Guys, St. Helena is right here. Middle of the Atlantic Ocean. He started over here. He's meeting the dolphins around here. Right around here. Near the coastline of Costa Rica. Because that's where he left off with a shark bite. Costa Rica. Over here. So the dolphins are over here in the Pacific. So he meets them, and he asks them questions. He's like, you know what? I've heard that dolphins are very smart, which is true. Dolphins are very unique. Dolphins actually have the most sophisticated echolocation sonar. We have an echolocation sonar technology, but they have the most advanced. They're almost blind, and their echoes makes them to see everything, right? And here's another fun fact: they have names for themselves, and so the names that I chose, it's obvious. I chose Socrates, Aristotle, and Plato. See, those are all teachers. See, Socrates taught Plato, and Plato taught Aristotle, and then Aristotle taught Alexander the Great. Can you believe that, right? Great minds think alike. So I made that specifically because I want you to understand that those are the people I looked up for philosophy. When I was growing up in high school, we read a lot of things, and one of the things we read was Socrates. I love philosophy. You can learn so much. One of my favorite authors is Marcus Aurelius. He's one of the kings, and he wrote a book called Meditations. Changed my life. That was one of the books I first read from cover to cover. Okay? So, he tells him, I'm on a journey to St. Helena to gain the wisdom of the eldest turtle alive. And Plato is honored. He's like, oh my goodness, like, that's so good. It's like amazing. So, he asked him questions. He says, he asked him, he said, I heard stories from my fellow sea turtles that dolphins are very intelligent. And he goes, is that a fact stored in your mind? And so he asked him that question because the storage of your mind is very important. What are you keeping in your mind to use? And the reason why is this. I think it was Henry Ford. They accused him of not being an intelligent man because he only had a third grade level of education. So he wasn't an educated man. So he said, if I needed an answer, I would pay someone to get me that answer. And don't be offended, but Steve Jobs did not know how to build a computer, but he created Apple. You see, you don't have to go to college to be successful. And that's what I'm trying to make you understand, or that's where I'm trying to go with this. What are you keeping in your mind? Is that knowledge that you have in your mind relevant to what you want to do with your life? You know? Is it relevant? You know, Steve Jobs didn't need to know how to build a computer, so he didn't need to waste his time to learn how to build a computer. He just used his creativity, his imagination, his innovation to create one of the best technologies in the world today, Apple, right? But he didn't waste his storage with useless information, okay? So knowledge is only power when applied, he goes. Nevertheless, how do you plan for your outcomes and results? Plato asked Nori. And Nori responds, every plan of action, you have to be able to adapt to any tide and accept all unexpected currents. So here's the thing. Plans change, but decisions don't. So when you make a decision to become something, a doctor, a lawyer, a professional, you made a decision and you plan it out. How are you going to go? I'm going to go to this school for this amount of time, for this amount of years. I'm going to take these classes. I'm going to get these grades. But here's the thing. Plans change all the time. All the time. See, sometimes people think success, right? This is where you are, and where you want to go. Where you want to go. Right? This is where you are, and this is where you want to go. A lot of times people think it's a straight shot like this. Ha! This is my plan. This is my perfect plan to get there, right? My plan. I'm sorry to tell you, my friends, this is what happens. This is what I've experienced in my life, okay? And my journey is this. This is where I'm at. This is the plan that I make. Along the way, this is what happens. Sometimes I get back to square one. I have to plan another plan. And eventually, I get here. That's how it is. So don't get discouraged. Okay? Don't get discouraged. If you planned it and you didn't get the results you do, go back to square one and plan again. It's that easy. If your blueprints didn't work to make the car run, go make a new blueprints. Just like Mercedes-Benz. He was a man. There was no cars on the road. People criticized them, saying, "What? You're crazy." A horseless carriage. See, back in the day, it was horses moving the cars, the carriages. He wanted to be the first person to make a horseless carriage, a carriage that didn't need a horse to pull it from A to B. But he made plans that didn't work. He went back to the scratch board. He went back to the blueprints. He went back to square one and planned a new plan. But he never changed his decision. His decision was to make a car, and he never changed it. His plans changed, but his decision did it. So that's what I'm trying to make it here. You have to adapt to any tide and accept all unexpected currents. There are going to be different currents in life. Gonna sweep. You're going this way, you're swimming this way, and the current's gonna whoop, but you gotta go back over here, right? Currents. Oh, you gotta go back. So you have to explain. You have to adapt. Okay. Who was it? Charles Darwin said, "It's not the smartest that survive. It's not the most strongest that survive. But the animal that survives the most is the most adaptable one." You have to adapt. We are where we're at right now because we have the capacity to adapt to anything. We adapted in the water. We built ships. We adapted in the air. We built airplanes. We're incredible. So you're incredible because there's no difference between me and you. It's just the only difference is the decisions we make. See, my decision was to create a book so I can spread my wisdom. Your decision might not be that. Or if it is, leave a comment. I'll help you out. Okay? Because I didn't know what to do to write a book. Now I'm learning as I'm going. It took me 2 years to write a book. It might take you 1 year. Right? So, plans always change. But decisions don't. But remember, your strategy, you have to master it. You have to master how you're going to handle your plan. Okay? So, we go on, and in the chapter I also highlighted this. Land always adapts and changes to the wants of mankind, but the sea is untamable and is dominated by those who can develop and evolve internally rather than externally. I'll repeat that again. This is on page 38. It says, land always adapts and changes to the wants of mankind. So the land will always change to what we want it to change to. So if we have a mountain, we can break the mountain and we can build something new, a new city, right? But the sea is untamable, okay? And it is only dominated by those who can develop, not externally, because land you can develop externally. But the sea, you have to develop internally to be able to dominate. What do I mean by this? Land is our physical environment. The sea is our internal environment. Because the sea, we have an ocean of imagination. You understand that? We have an ocean of imagination. And once you begin to adapt to your imagination, once you start swimming in it, start riding that wave of imagination, you can dominate whatever you want to do. Okay? Like right now, we got no flying cars. Imagine it in your mind, create something, and maybe we can have some flying cars, right? Awesome. Another one that I highlighted, those who have lived on land are more concerned of having than being. So here's what I mean. See, sometimes we get so caught up with this physical world that we're more concerned of having physical things than just being, okay? See, I don't collect things. I collect memories because it's who I am. The things I've done in my life, the vacations I've gone so far, it's 2017, it's October. No, it's November right now, and I've gone on 19 vacations. I'm going my 20th to South Africa. And those memories that I've collected have become who I am. See, instead of being concerned of having things, you should become more concerned of who you're being or who you're becoming. And once I shifted my mindset from having to being, whoo, the world was unlimited. I started having more things, but that wasn't really my purpose. My purpose was becoming who I want to be, being someone. Okay? I go and say we're executives of time. You see, the only luxury we really have is time. Time. You can't have more. You can't create more time. You can't bring back time. So it's the time that we have right now is the only luxury. So the ability to implement your dream is determined by the use of your time wisely. See, either time is your friend or time is your foe. Make time your friend and you'll have more things that you want. Make time your foe and you'll be 50 years old looking back saying, damn, should have done that. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Stop. Don't do that. Please. If you're watching this right now, stop this video and go do what you gotta do. Because you're probably thinking, damn, I gotta go do that. He's talking to me right now. Go do it. Watch this video later. Okay? So, think. If you noticed, every time I put think, it has an exclamation point instead of an I. And the reason why I do that throughout the book is because I want you to think. Think it. Think. A lot of times people don't use what they got. And everyone has a brain. Think differently. Okay? And I go again. Instead of saying, I can't, ask yourself, how can I? Right? How can I think differently? I can't think differently. No, how can I? Followed by an I will affirmation. See, I will, I have, I am. These are things that you can say. I have $1 million. I will have $1 million. I am $1 million. Right? You have to speak it out. You have to. Can't expect something from nothing, from within, without. It's not from without, within. Right? So let's move on. So he asked him, before he leaves the Dolphins, he asks him, hey, what's the best route? And they go, well, you can go all the way down through the cold waters of Argentina, or you can go through the path that no one goes through, Panama Canal. Choose the path that those do not travel the most, because that's the path he's supposed to be on. That's it. That's what he does, and he goes to the Panama Canal and to the Atlantic Ocean. So K.S.I means knowledge, strategy, implement. So once you have knowledge, strategize, plan something with strategy, and then implement it. See, power is experience that you've gone through. See, knowledge becomes wisdom when you start using it. And you're able to say, hey, I learned that, I did it, now I'm wiser. Okay? Guys, that's it. That's for that was chapter 6. I'm hoping you're enjoying the chapters. We're halfway point. We're at the halfway point. Okay? Share your wisdom. Subscribe to the YouTube so you can see more wisdom and spreading the wisdom. Comment. And I'll see you in the next video. The next chapter is focus. Ooh, it's one of my favorite chapters. I'll see you in the next video. Video. Congratulations on reading the chapter. Hey, congratulations on reading chapter 6. You're almost halfway there. I look forward to seeing you in the next chapter. Subscribe right here so that you can see more wisdom videos, and definitely follow our social media. I'll talk to you on the other side. Take care. Sea Turtle Mindset.